So we have made it to Charleston, South Carolina, and we came here from Beaufort, South Carolina, not to be confused with Beaufort,
North Carolina.
Apparently they're spelled the same, and they're both named after the same person, but one is Beaufort and one is Beaufort. And they get mad if you call one the other one and the other one the other one.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, but we're in Beaufort.
We were in Beaufort. We're now in Charleston.
Yeah, now we're in Charleston. It all runs together. We've stopped at so many places. We stayed a few days here, a few days there, and if you try to remember where you were last week, if you're not making notes, you won't remember. Some places are
more memorable than others.
Some are uneventful. You're just there for a night, and but to get here from Beaufort, it was about 60 miles. It took us all day long.
Yeah, it was more like 70 miles.
Was it? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 68 or something like that, wasn't it?
Yes. So.
But we dodged the storms all the way here. We never got rained on.
We did. We had a chance of storms. We almost didn't leave, but we decided to go ahead and go, and so we planned our timing. Hopefully, we would bypass the storms, which we did. And actually, the ones that were supposed to be here in Charleston when we arrived dissipated, and it didn't happen. So something we've learned about the coast here.
Right, and the tide here is about 6 feet or more, and due to the weather, if we would have waited till the right tide, we would have had higher chances of storms. So we left, we traveled during low time, and there was a few spots that was just a couple feet deep under the boat.
Yeah, there's some skinny water.
Yeah, we threw in neutral and stopped a few times and reassessed which way we needed to go. You know, which way is it deeper in the channel? Sometimes it's just a guess.
Yeah.
And the thing about that is if you're going to hit something, hit it slow. Just stop, throw it in reverse, just come to a complete stop, and drift one way or the other. Yeah. If you're going everything, if you hit anything, a dock, a boat, the bottom, anything, you want to be in slow motion. You want to go slow.
Well, obviously.
Yeah. It's very interesting going up the East Coast from South Florida to where we're at now. St. Augustine, Beaufort, here, Savannah, so many different places, Jekyll Island. There's so many places you've never heard of, and each one has such interesting history. And
from pirates.
And you just need to take your time on this loop and stop and go for a walk downtown, wherever you're at, and try to meet some locals and learn a little bit of history about it. It's taken us a little bit to get kind of in that groove, to adjust from moving down the west coast of Florida to the Keys, to the Bahamas,
right?
To get back into this part of the trip,
right? The intra-coastal waterway,
and learning the history and stopping at all these little towns. So, my brother Alan and his wife Gina and
two of their
children have come down. They've come to see us twice now. And they have a car, and they live just a few hours from here, so they come down here a lot, and they know where to go. They know where the historic areas of these towns are. And it's really helpful. It's like we have our own little tour guide. We sit in the back of the minivan, and they just take us all around.
Right.
And I got to see him. He moved when just out of college. And, we've had a long distance relationship, so it's kind of nice to be able to close and get to see him. So we went to this place called Patriots Point. It's a little memorial down here. It's got the USS Yorktown aircraft carrier, not the original one, the one that was built right after that. And I believe the ship already had a name, but after the Yorktown sank, they renamed this one the Yorktown.
Right, they built it very quickly.
It's kind of the close to the same generation. And then there's a
destroyer ship, the Laffey.
Yeah. And my brother picked us up, and we went over there and spent the day doing that. And the aircraft carrier, we toured one a few years back, the Dwight Eisenhower. It was a nuclear carrier.
An active ship.
Yeah, an active ship. We got lucky and got in on Friends and Family Day. But anyway, this one's quite a bit smaller, but it was really neat. It had a bunch of airplanes and helicopters on it, and little museums in different compartments of the ships, and it was really interesting.
And they actually had people like little mannequins, like in the kitchen area with like fake food and stuff,
yeah,
and the doctor, and some of them kind of creep me out because I'd like peer in a window of something that's closed that you just have to look in, and there'll be somebody like lying there, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
But,
and they had a submarine there, and what's really cool is there's a marina right next to this.
right.
And we didn't take our boat over there, but we almost did, but we decided to stay here for a few more days. But we could actually park just right at the foot of that carrier.
Right, and look at that at night. It would have been neat, but we decided instead of worrying about trying to get the boat moved, and there's lots of currents in these rivers that people who take their boats around here know about or will discover when they come.
Yeah, and when you're coming through their area and they know the waters and you don't, you're going slow and being cautious and try to navigate, and they're just running around like a bunch of bees.
Well, some of us are
Yeah, when we're in their way, and you know
Yeah.
you're in their way, and you hope that they have patience and they understand that you've never been in this place before.
Right. So anyway, we decided
So we
to
just
keep our boat
yeah,
here.
yeah. But you just do what you do. You just don't worry about those other people, and
Right. They'll move
don't
around
get in a hurry.
you. And they'll
Yeah.
get on the radio and they'll move
Right.
around you if they want. And then they had a little area called the Vietnam Experience, which was outside and an inside museum. And
Yeah, they had about a 3-acre area out back where they had like foxholes and
all the
replicas
bamboo
of fire bases, and you could hear the cannons and the guns going off and the tanks going off.
very hot, very.
If you were a Vietnam vet and you were struggling and you went in there, it may mess you up.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, it wasn't really realistic, but it was kind of neat.
Yeah.
The sights and the sounds were there.
Right, they had a helicopter and an ambulance and like a little compound of what a compound would look like around that area
Right, yeah.
with places where they slept. Anyway, thank you guys, everybody, for watching. And
It's going to be a few weeks.
yeah, really, really looking forward to going home and seeing my family. I've really missed everybody. My grandkids. My granddaughter started walking.
Our other 2 dogs.
And yeah, the other dogs, and I'm just ready to be back
Yeah.
and see all of them. Yet I'm not ready to leave the boat, so it's kind of a catch-22. But we'll go home, get our medical appointments done, and
Yeah, we'll
our
see how we
family,
feel
and-
after being home a week.
Yeah,
Will we want to stay there, or will we want to come back?
we'll want to come back.
Yeah, we'll want to come back.
We like what we're doing. The Loop is really, really a great experience.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of fun, and we
So-
enjoy living on a boat.
Yep. We don't require much. We're becoming
Yeah.
minimalist.
Yes.
Our little
definitely.
tiny home that floats.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it.
So,
Anyway,
well, thanks for watching. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
So let's talk about the St. Augustine deal, the St. Augustine event where we got hit. I've already explained we were in our slip, we were backed in, and 2 days in a row, a boat coming in and a boat going out hit us and did some damage to the front of our boat. And so when the guy hits you, you don't want to be mad at him, because it could be you, it may be you the next day. Things happen when you're boating, the wind and the current, mechanical issues. You're upset, you're frustrated, but you don't want to be mad. And then he's going to come over and get on your boat and look at the damage, and he's embarrassed, and he's mad that he hit your boat because it's
Well, I
going to
don't
cost
think
him
he's
money.
mad.
He's mad at himself.
They were so, well,
Yeah.
both people were so
Yeah.
worried about what happened to us. Hadn't even looked at their boat when they.
But the second guy, he was just like, he didn't have any damage. And he was just like, it's no big deal. We'll take care of it. Let me know how much it's going to cost. Then he leaves. And we're like, that's fine. That's fine for you. But now we have a hole in our boat. We're on a schedule. And so the next day he just gets in his boat and he continues on his way. Now we are scrambling trying to find a shipyard
Right.
to get our boat pulled Then we're going to have to try to find a rental car. We're going to have to get a hotel. We're down for 2 weeks.
Right.
And when you have boat repairs done, a lot of times you come back with other things that need to be fixed from the boatyard.
Right.
So it's a major, major hassle. And so my point is, I don't even know what my point is, but if you hit somebody, don't just act like it's no big deal and just go on about your merry way. Have a little bit of sympathy because you have just messed those other people up for a month.
At least. I mean, depending on what you did. But he was like, oh, it's no big deal. And in my opinion, I was like, okay, well, now we have to try to figure out how far we're going to go.
Who's going to do it?
Find a place to do it since we're not familiar.
Get some references.
Since we're not familiar with the areas. And anyway, it was very...
we were a little bit put off that he was acting like it was just nothing. Because he didn't have any damage. And we had we're still operable.
Right.
But it's just kind of...
But we have to make the appointments. We have to get the things scheduled. We have to stop what we're doing to get our boat fixed when it wasn't our fault.
Find somewhere to go, somewhere to stay.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And nobody has checked... Neither one of the people who have hit us have checked in with us once to see how things are going.
Yeah. Well, the repairs are coming, if you're watching. The bill is on its way soon.
I don't know. I just think, call, say, hey, how are you guys doing?
Exactly. Yeah.
Did you find a place and that kind of stuff? But I know if it was me that I had caused the accident, I may have resented myself a little bit differently.
Yeah.
But
yeah, like I said, you don't want to get mad. It happens.
Yeah.
But
I was sad that it happened. Not mad. I was sad, and I was happy that was it.
Right.
Because nobody got hurt, dogs didn't get hurt, boats didn't sink, boats didn't catch fire.
Yeah.
It was okay. It was just damage.